Raheem Sterling to Chelsea moves another step closer. Personal terms agreed, alongside a £45 million fee. Simon, where are you at with this? Should this be considered something of a statement signing for the Bowley tenure?
Based upon the reputation that Raheem Sterling has been able to achieve for himself, playing for Liverpool, Manchester City and England, then of course it will be looked at as a statement signing of some shape or form. Not in financial terms, because they bought him for 45 million quid. His financial statement was 100 million buying Jack Grealish. Raheem Sterling is a player that obviously Man City think is surplus to requirements. Why Chelsea would feel that's a player that isn't wanted by a better team than them is something that's going to help them bridge the gap between that better team. Well, that's for individual managers to make those choices and to be able to enhance the players. I'm not in the camp, I'm not in the double down camp of Trevor Sinclair that Raheem Sterling is a world-class player. I think he's a good player. I think he's a good player that does a decent job. I think when it comes on top in bigger games, like for England, he doesn't actually produce that much. So I look at it and say, it's a decent transfer. And I'll be interested to see what he actually does add to Chelsea.
Yeah.
But they obviously think it, and Tuchel tends to buy decent players. We rave about Tuchel as a manager, albeit that Chelsea didn't perhaps do what we thought they were going to do last year, and maybe some of the gloss has come off him. So there is an element of, okay, we got to critically evaluate the decisions he makes. But on paper, because of the name, because of where he's coming from and who he's going to and what stage Chelsea are at in terms of new ownership models post Abramovich, it looks like a really big statement signing. I personally don't think it is.
You don't think it is?
No, I don't think it is. I don't think it's going to be the missing to bridge the gap between where Chelsea are and where they want to be. But we will see. We will see.
But you said there, and you were right to say it, he's excelled with Manchester City. He's certainly excelled with England.
I don't think he's excelled with Man City. I think he's done okay for Manchester City.
There was a time, Simon, he was unplayable.
Well, I don't agree with that. I think he's been okay for Manchester City. If he had excelled for Man City, he wouldn't be leaving Man City with the problem being he's not getting enough games. I think he's done well. I think if you go into Man City's side, it's a stupid argument to say that he's not a good player. No one would say that Raheem Sterling isn't a good player. I don't think he does enough.
Whatever happened to refusing to sell and strengthen your rivals, though? You touched on it a moment ago.
Well, clearly, they're not worried, are they?
I mean,